All right, good morning. This is May 8th, 2024, the meeting of the Rochester Regional Board of Review. This hearing is being held via video conference call, WebEx, at the following location: Greece Town Hall, Community Room A and B, 1 Vince Toffany Boulevard, Rochester, New York, 14612. The time is 9:11, and this hearing is officially open. The members of the board are Mark Kavanaugh, John Limbeck, Craig Jensen, and Andy Ellis. My name is Rick Papage, acting chairman from the Department of State is Dan Farley. We will now hear the scheduled petitions. When you speak, please address the board and give your name, title, and legal address so that the court reporter can have all the information requested. We may have to stop from time to time to consult our technical staff in making comments to the board. Please provide a descriptive narrative on matters referring to your exhibits to enable the court reporter to enter these into record. The first hearing is petition 2023-0457 upon the application of Cambrian Apartments LLC, and upon taking testimony and hearing argument thereon at a duly noticed hearing before the Rochester Regional Board of Review. This hearing was held in person and via teleconference call, WebEx, at the following location: at Greece Town Hall, Community Rooms A and B, 1 Vince Toffany Boulevard, Rochester, New York, on May 8th, 2024. And upon all other papers in this matter, the board makes the following determination. This petition was originally heard in 2023, and the petitioner would like to reopen this petition. Can I get a motion to reopen the case?
John
Mark Kavanaugh.
Make a motion.
I'm sorry, let's do that again, one at a time.
John Limbeck, I'll make the motion to reopen the hearing.
Craig Jensen, I'll second that motion.
Okay, and now I will poll the board. Rick Papage, aye.
John Limbeck, aye.
Craig Jensen, aye.
Mark Kavanaugh, aye.
Andy Ellis, aye.
All right, we will now hear the case and from the applicant.
Yes, hello, everybody. Good morning. Like you said, in 2023, we had petition 0457. We were approved for wired smoke detector, and we would like to be approved for wireless interconnect smoke detector, because we were not aware of that first hearing that this was an open option that the board will approve. But after talking to local township, they say, yes, that is one of the options. And because of a financial burden, because it was costing, I was getting verbal estimates of over $5K, and after that, what was the aesthetics of it? It looks like wired going through the wires, and it's like 100-plus-year-old building. I think a wireless smoke detector would be more appealing and more helpful every which way. Plus, there's the brick walls, and it would be hard to get the wires through. It would be like on top of the walls.
Okay, anybody else have any comments they want to add to the record?
This is Mark Kavanaugh. Just one thing for a point of clarification is that the system you're proposing is going to be an approved system either through UL or FM or other or other testing agency approval. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. So I
Okay,
did
thank you.
talk to code enforcement officer, then they said the brand they recommend, that's the brand we'll go with. And they recommend that we have to get tested every year from third party, which we'll do.
Thank you.
Sure. You're welcome.
Okay, any other comments? All right, the board will go into deliberation for a moment and we'll return shortly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're off the record. Back on the record.
Okay, in the matter of petition 2023-0457, based on the additional information provided by the applicant, the board will amend the previous decision with the following changes. Findings of fact, the change is number 6, and it will be as an alternative to compliance with Article 3, Section 30 of the Multiple Residence Law, the applicant will install a wireless smoke and carbon monoxide detection alarm system interconnected from the basement to each unit individually, and it would provide early warning in the event of fire-related emergency. And amend determination with the following conditions. Number 1, that the proposed wireless interconnected smoke and carbon monoxide detection system will be installed and located throughout the building as required by current code in accordance with NFPA 72. At this point, I would like to get a motion from the board to approve these changes.
This is Andy Ellis. I'll make a motion.
This is Craig Jensen. I'll second that motion.
Okay, and now I would like to poll the board. Acting Chair Rick Pappage, yay.
John Limbeck, yay.
Craig Jensen, aye.
Mark Kavanaugh, aye.
Andy Ellis, aye.
Okay, let the record show that we have 5 ayes and 0 nays. And we'll now consider this matter closed.
Okay, we're off the record.
Thank you
Mr.
very much,
Chairman,
everybody.
if I may, just have a quick question on,
Second hearing.
okay, give me 1 second. For the second meeting, Mr. Chairman, who do we have on? Same board members, and then who's, for the petitioner or the applicant?
My name is Anna Atanasova. I'm a managing member of EGK. Open Space LLC.
All right, we have a little issue here with Miss Anna and an echo. I don't know if you're all getting that, but it's making it hard for me to hear her clearly.
I just fixed that. She should be fine now.
Okay, can we have her speak again to make sure that it's cleared up?
My name is. No, it's not clear. I can log out and try to log in. If you want me to do that.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes. Okay.
This is Dan Farley, Department of State. I think maybe because she's logged in twice, it's getting the loop, it's getting an echo. So
Right.
maybe try to find a way to log out of both of those. And if she has to call back in, just so it's clear, that would
Yeah.
be helpful because it does echo for us as well.
Okay, so
Thank
call,
you.
call
Just
back
give me a
in.
few minutes. I'm logging out and logging back.
Yeah, just call back in on one device.
Can I just call on the phone?
Mr. Farrelly, will that work?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
If she calls back on the phone?
Yes, absolutely, that's fine.
Can you give me a number?
It's in the email that you received for the hearing. The link for the hearing that should have a call-in number.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
One moment. Hold on. Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'm ready to go on the record.
Okay. Let's see. Actually, I already did that, right? I don't need the other information, do I? Okay, so we are now going to be hearing the petition for 2024-0161. Upon the application of EGK Properties LLC, and upon taking testimony and hearing argument thereon at a duly noticed hearing before the Rochester Regional Board of Review. This hearing was held in person and via teleconference call, WebEx, at the following location: at the Greasetown Hall, Community Rooms A and B, 1 Vince Toffany Boulevard, Rochester, New York, on May 8th, 2024. And upon all other papers in this matter, the board makes the following determination. The petition pertains to an existing building containing an R2 occupancy, 3 stories in height, of the type 5B wood frame unprotected construction located at 1000 Eastern Avenue, City of Schenectady, County of Schenectady, State of New York. Relief is requested from Chapter 61-B of the Consolidated Laws of New York, Multiple Residence Law, Article 3, Section 30, cellar ceilings, which states that in every such dwelling 3 stories or more in height, the ceiling of the cellar or of the lowest story, if there is no cellar, shall be fire retarded or be equipped with a sprinkler system unless such ceiling has already been plastered to the satisfaction of the department. The petitioner requests relief from the requirement that a fire retardant ceiling or sprinkler system be provided in the cellar of the dwelling. Potential findings of fact. Number 1, the building that is the subject of this petition is properly classified under Chapter 61B of the Consolidated Laws of New York, Multiple Residence Law, Article 1, Section 433 as a multiple dwelling. Number 2, the subject building is approximately 4,833 square feet in gross area and was originally constructed around 1937 and contains 5 dwelling units. Number 3, the subject building is required to conform with the provisions of Article 3 of the Multiple Residency Law as provided in Section 25, in that it existed on July 1st, 1952, or was converted to a multiple dwelling after July 1st, 1952, and is not a hotel or similar dwelling subject to Article 4 of the Multiple Residency Law. Number 4, Article 3, Section 30 of the Multiple Residence Law requires in every such dwelling 3 stories or more in height, the ceiling of the cellar or of the lowest story, if there is no cellar, shall be fire retarded or be equipped with a sprinkler system unless such ceiling has already been plastered to the satisfaction of the department. Number 5, the lowest story or cellar ceiling of this multiple family dwelling is not enclosed with fire retardant material and does not contain a sprinkler system. A fire in the cellar could easily spread throughout the building before it is noticed. There is mechanical system piping and electrical wiring along the ceiling in this unoccupied cellar, which would make installing a fire retardant ceiling very difficult. Number 6, as an alternative to compliance with Article 3, Section 30 of the Multiple Residence Law, the applicant has installed a hardwired interconnected smoke and carbon monoxide detection alarm system interconnected from the basement to each unit individually, and it would provide early warning in the event of a fire-related emergency. Number 7, the door into the basement is or is not fire rated and self-closing.
Mr. Chairman, when you ask questions of the petitioner, she'll clarify number 7 for you. And then number 8, I'm not sure if anybody is here from the city of Schenectady or not, but you'll have to find out if there's anybody on the phone representing the city.
Thank you.
And that was Mr. Farrelly.
Yes, it was. Sorry about
Thank-
that.
Thank you.
Okay, and as Dan said, number 8, the code enforcement official for the city will announce themselves for the record if they are present during this hearing and verbalize their support for the variance if they are in support. Yes. Okay. All right, so we'd like to open it up to the petitioner right now for any information they can add regarding this case.
Well, it's a 3-story building. The building was perfectly in compliance until the city invented the new rule that a zoning variance has to be on file for 3-story buildings with multiple units. Pretty much I receive rental certificates over a 5 years period of time of every single code enforcement officer in code enforcement, and then until the moment they told me that I have to apply for variance. The interconnected smoke alarms, there is a run that goes from the basement to the 3rd floor. So each unit has interconnected smoke and carbon alarm combo. And I'm not sure what else you need, but if you have any questions, I can answer them for you.
Yeah, exactly. Questions? Sorry, this is Acting Chair Rick Pappage. Question I'd have was number 7, the door into the basement. Is it or is it not fire rated and
Yeah,
self-closing?
they're metal doors, so they have to be fire rated. If they're self-closing, I'm not 100% sure, but I can always install the hinges, the self-closing hinges. If they're not self-closing, this is the easiest way for a self-closing door to work.
Thank you.
But they're metal doors, so they have to be fire rated.
Okay, are there any other questions from the board?
This is Mark Kavanaugh. Just one point of clarification. You said that you have an existing hardware system that's interconnected from the basement to all the units. Is that correct? Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, yes.
Great, thank you.
The system has been there for over 5 years.
Okay, thank you.
And does not appear that we have a code enforcement official from the city of Schenectady on. Is that correct? Okay. All right, then with no further information from anyone, the board will now go into deliberation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so this is petition number 2024-1 0161. The petition pertains to the existing building containing an R2 occupancy, 3 stories in height of type 5B wood frame unprotected construction located at 1000 Eastern Avenue, City of Schenectady, County of Schenectady, State of New York. The relief is requested from Chapter 61-B of the Consolidated Laws of New York, Multiple Residence Law, Article 3, Section 30, cellar ceilings, which states that every such dwelling 3 stories or more in height, the ceiling of the cellar or the lowest story, if there is no cellar, shall be fire retarded or be equipped with a sprinkler system unless such ceiling has already been plastered to the satisfaction of the department. The petitioner requests relief from the requirements of a fire retarded ceiling or sprinkler system being provided in the cellar of the dwelling. I will go through the findings of fact. Number 1, the building that is subject of this petition is properly classified under Chapter 61B of the Consolidated Laws of New York, Multiple Residence Law, Article 1, Section 433, as a multiple dwelling. Number 2, the subject building is approximately 4,833 square feet in gross area and was originally constructed around 1937 and contains 5 dwelling units. Number 3, the subject building is required to conform with the provisions of Article 3 of the Multiple Residence Law as provided in Section 25, in that it existed on July 1st, 1952, or was converted to a multiple dwelling after July 1st, 1952, and is not a hotel or similar dwelling subject to Article 4 of the Multiple Residence Law. Number 4, Article 3, Section 30 of the Multiple Residence Law requires in every such dwelling 3 stories or more in height, the ceiling of the cellar or the lowest story, if there is no cellar, shall be fire retarded or be equipped with a sprinkler system unless such ceiling has already been plastered to the satisfaction of the department. The lowest ceiling, the lowest story, this is number 5, the lowest story cellar ceiling of this multiple family dwelling is not enclosed with fire retardant material and does not contain a sprinkler system. A fire in the cellar could easily spread throughout the building before it is noticed. There is mechanical system piping and electrical wiring along the ceiling of this occupied cellar, which would make installing a fire retardant ceiling very difficult. Number 6, as an alternative to compliance with Article 3, Section 30 of the Multiple Residence Law, the applicant has stated they have installed a wired interconnect smoke and carbon monoxide detection alarm system interconnected from the basement to each unit individually that would provide early warning in the event of a fire-related emergency. Number 7, the petitioner has indicated the door into the basement is metal and may not be self-closing. Number 8, the code enforcement official for the city of Schenectady was not present during the hearing, but supports the variance. Conclusions of law. The proposed variance will not substantially adversely affect the law's provisions for health, safety, and security. Strict compliance would entail practical difficulties, unnecessary hardship, or would otherwise be unwarranted because such would be unnecessary in light of alternatives which, without a loss in the level of safety, achieve the intended objective of the law. Determination. Wherefore, it is determined that the application for this variance from Chapter 61-B of the Consolidated Laws of New York, Multiple Residency Law, Article 3, Section 30, be and is hereby granted with the following conditions. Number 1, that the interconnected smoke and carbon monoxide detectors be provided and located throughout the building as required by current code. Number 2, that the property owner shall hire a third-party independent code certified inspection agency to test the alarm system annually at a minimum and shall submit inspection results to the City of Canandaigua Building Department, City of Schenectady Building Department. Inspection reports shall be left on site and be readily available for inspection. Number 3, that all the smoke and carbon monoxide devices shall be interconnected together in one system in conformance with NFPA 72. Number 4, that any entrance door and every door opening into any entrance hall, stair hall, or other public hall connected there within shall be self-closing. Number 5, the door leading into the basement shall be fire rated and self-closing. That concludes the conditions, and I will now make a motion regarding a negative declaration for short EAF for Board of Review and seeker. Number 1, that the Board of Review find and determine that the issuance of a variance in petition 2024-0161 will not have a significant environmental impact and will not have a significant adverse effect on any significant fish or wildlife habitat, scenic resource, or statewide significance, important agricultural land, or area included in an approved local waterfront revitalization program. And number 2, that the Department of State be authorized to sign and deliver on behalf of the Board of Review and the Department of State, A, the State Environmental Quality Review Act short environmental assessment form indicating that, quote, no or small impact may occur, unquote, in response to each question in Part 2 of the form, and determining in Part 3 of the form that the proposed action will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts. I will now make a motion for approval.
Craig Jensen, I move that we approve the petition as presented here.
John Limbeck, I'll second.
Okay, I will now poll the board. Rick Pappage, aye.
John Limbeck, aye.
Craig Jensen, aye.
Mark Kavanaugh, aye.
Andy Ellis, aye.
Okay, let the record show that the board is, has 5 ayes and 0 nays. We now consider this matter closed.
Thank you.
Oh,
And
I'm
how long
sorry.
it's gonna take to get the decision in writing?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, and I've got one more item to read into the record.
Ah, okay.
Apologies. This decision is limited to the specific building and application before it as contained within the petition and shall not be interpreted to give implied approval of any general plans or specifications presented in support of this application. Now we consider the matter closed.
Okay, thank you. How long is gonna take to get the decision in writing?
And we are now off the record.
Off the record.
2024. The next petition.
I apologize, Mr. Chairman, before we.
Oh, no, that was my bad. I should have announced my going back on record.
Yeah, I just want to
Um,
make sure before we go on record, who is presenting for the next case so that I have that handy. We're going on 2024-192.
That is correct.
Okay. And for that matter is presenting, is it Mr. Morelli?
It is correct.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Chairman, I am ready.
Okay, thank you. Okay, this is in the matter of petition number 2024-0192 upon the application of Musha Selka, and upon taking testimony and hearing argument thereon at a duly noticed hearing before the board, Rochester Regional Board of Review. This hearing was held in person and via teleconference call, WebEx, at the following location at the Greasetown Hall, Community Rooms A and B, 1 Vince Toffany Boulevard, Rochester, New York, on May 8th, 2024. And upon all other papers in this matter, the board makes the following determination. Nature of the grievance and the relief sought. This petition pertains to an existing building containing an R2 occupancy, 3 stories in height, of type 5B wood frame unprotected construction located at 859 Strong Street, City of Schenectady, County of Schenectady, State of New York. Relief is requested from Chapter 61-B of the Consolidated Laws of New York, Multiple Residence Law, Article 3, Section 30, cellar ceilings, which states that in every such dwelling, 3 stories or more in height, the ceiling of the cellar or the lowest story, if there is no cellar, shall be fire retarded or be equipped with a sprinkler system unless such ceiling has already been plastered to the satisfaction of the department. The petitioner requests relief from the requirement that a fire retardant ceiling or sprinkler system be provided in the cellar of the dwelling. We will now hear from the applicant.
Good morning, folks. How's everyone?
Mr. Chairman, just point of clarification, is he also requesting relief from Chapter 61B, Article 3, Section 31?
Second one. Yes, thank you. That is correct. Let me read that in. Chapter 61B of the Consolidated Laws of New York, Multiple Residence Law, Article 3, Section 31, inside cellar stairs, which states that every stair leading from the cellar to the floor above in all old multiple dwellings shall be enclosed with fire retarded portions and shall be equipped with a fire retarded self-closing door located as the department may approve. The petitioner requests relief to not provide a fire retarded partition in the cellar stairs. Now may hear from the applicant.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dan Morelli of Morelli Design and Construction, with an office located at 143 J Street in Schenectady, New York, 12305. And I'm representing Mr. Moshe Selka and his request for relief from New York State MRL Section 30, which requires cellar ceilings to be fire retarded or equipped with a sprinkler system, and New York State MRL Section 31, which requires cellar stairs to be fire retarded or equipped with a sprinkler system. Mr. Selka currently owns a multifamily residence located at 859 Strong Street in the City and County of Schenectady, State of New York, which is a 3-story structure with a full basement. It currently has 3 residential dwelling units, 1 per floor, and was constructed circa 1910. The structure is classified as an R2 occupancy with a type 5B construction with a total gross floor area, including the basement, of 4,496 square feet. Each individual dwelling unit is finished with a plaster or drywall ceiling and currently has, at the time of my initial inspection, existing single station hardwired smoke and carbon monoxide detectors at designated locations and multiple code compliant means of egress as defined by the MRL law. The homeowner proposes and has agreed to remove and replace all single station devices throughout the building with UL approved interconnected hardwired devices, including combination smoke and carbon monoxide detectors at each floor level, at the common areas on each floor, and in each unit as required per code, as well as installing UL approved interconnected hardwired smoke detectors within 12 inches of each entry inside of the bedrooms. and each unit has 2 bedrooms, so there's 6 total bedrooms in the building. All new devices shall be interconnected throughout the premises. The homeowner has also agreed to provide self-closing devices on all entrance doors as required per code for the doors that do not have them currently. Some do, some don't. The full basement is unfinished and has no sprinkler system, and currently has existing single-station hardwired smoke and carbon monoxide detectors at designated locations and code-compliant means of egress as defined by the MRL law. The homeowner also proposes, and has agreed to, remove and replace all single-station devices with UL-approved interconnected hardwired devices, including 3 new combination carbon smoke devices in the basement at specific locations. All new devices shall be interconnected throughout the premises, and the homeowner has also agreed to provide fire-rated doors leading to the basement with self-closing devices as required. The applicant is seeking relief from both section 30, cellar ceilings, and 31, cellar stairs, based on the following findings of fact. Number 1, the structure has been inspected yearly in recent years for compliance with the 2020 New York State Building Code by the City of Schenectady Code Enforcement Office for issuance of rental certificates, and the proposal to replace non-compliant devices with new UL-rated, interconnected, hardwired, code-compliant devices throughout each floor of the building, including the basement, as well as installing self-closing devices on all entrance doors and fire-rated doors leading to the basement, are alternative solutions without a loss in level of safety to achieve the intended objective to the code. Number 2, installing a fire retardant ceiling in the unfinished common areas of the pre-existing basement, or installing a sprinkler system would create an excessive and unreasonable economic burden on the property owner and their tenants, simply due to the high cost of performing these tasks, as well as the MEP obstructions currently present in the exposed basement ceiling above, therefore making the installation physically impracticable. And number 3, the alternate measure to achieve the intended objective is the presence of UL-rated, interconnected, hardwired, code-compliant smoke and carbon monoxide detectors at designated locations as proposed, as well as installing self-closing devices on all entrance doors and fire-rated doors leading to the basement. Therefore, based on the information provided in this testimony, the homeowner respectfully requests relief from both MRL Section 30 and Section 31. Are there any questions for me?
One question for Mark Kavanaugh is
Yes.
that in looking at the pictures, I'm not seeing a lot of interferences within the ceiling. So I'm assuming you inspected the facilities, and maybe you can help me understand and appreciate the interferences you have at the ceiling level in the basement.
Yes, there is a lot of pipework and ductwork running through the ceilings, perpendicular and below the studs. Some of the pictures may not indicate that, but upon our initial inspection, that was definitely the case.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, looking at the pictures, it just doesn't look like a lot of interferences. It looks like you can hang a drywall up there or plaster. That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions from the board?
Mr. Morelli, this is Andy Ellis. Just for clarification, in one of the couple of pictures, it looks like some of the smoke CO in the basement are wireless. You stated that everything is wired, but it's all coming out.
That's
And
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, right now, nothing's interconnected. Some are hardwired, some are battery operated,
Okay.
and they don't talk to each other. So everything is going to be removed. Anything that's battery operated will be removed, and any electrical boxes may or may not be reused, but the whole new system will be hardwired and interconnected.
Okay. Thank you. No further questions.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else speaking to this petition? Okay, then we will go off the record and into deliberation. Thank you. Okay, in the matter of petition number 2024-0192, the petition pertains to an existing building containing an R2 occupancy, 3 stories in height, of type 5B wood frame unprotected construction located at 859 Strong Street, City of Schenectady, County of Schenectady, State of New York. Relief is requested from Chapter 61B of the Consolidated Laws of New York, Multiple Residence Law, Article 3, Section 30, cellar ceilings, which states that in every such dwelling 3 stories or more in height, the ceiling of the cellar or of the lowest story, if there is no cellar, shall be fire retarded or be equipped with a sprinkler system, unless such ceiling has already been plastered to the satisfaction of the department. The petitioner requests relief from the requirement that a fire retarded ceiling or sprinkler system be provided in the cellar of the dwelling. Chapter 61B of the Consolidated Laws of New York, Multiple Residence Law, Article 3, Section 31, inside cellar stairs, which states that every stair leading from the cellar to the floor above in all old multiple dwellings shall be enclosed with fire retarded partitions and shall be equipped with fire retarded self-closing doors located at the department as the department may approve. The petition requests relief not to provide a fire retarded partition in the cellar stairs. Findings of fact. Number 1, the building that is the subject of this petition is properly classified under Chapter 61B of the Consolidated Laws of New York, Multiple Residence Law, Article 1, Section 433 as a multiple dwelling. Number 2, the subject building is approximately 4,496 square feet in gross area and was originally constructed around 1910 and contains 3 dwelling units. The subject building, number 3, the subject building is required to conform with the provisions of Article 3 of the Multiple Residence Law as provided in Section 25, that it existed on July 1st, 1952, or was converted to a multiple dwelling after July 1st, 1952, and is not a hotel or similar dwelling subject to Article 4 of the Multiple Residence Law. Number 4, Article 3, Section 30 of the Multiple Residence Law requires in every such dwelling 3 stories or more in height, the cellar of the, or the ceiling of the cellar or of the lowest story, if there is no cellar, shall be fire retarded or be equipped with a sprinkler system, unless such ceiling has already been plastered to the satisfaction of the department. 5, the lowest story cellar ceiling of this multiple family dwelling is not enclosed with fire retardant material and does not contain a sprinkler system. A fire in the cellar could easily spread throughout the building before it is noticed. There is mechanical system piping and electrical wiring along the ceiling of this unoccupied cellar, which would make installing a fire retardant ceiling very difficult. Number 6, as an alternative to compliance with Article 3, Section 30 of the Multiple Residence Law, the applicant has indicated they will install a single hardwired interconnected smoke and carbon monoxide detection alarm system interconnected from the basement to each unit individually and would provide early warning in the event of a fire-related emergency. Number 7, Multiple Residence Law Article 3, Section 31 requires stairs leading from the cellar to the floor above being enclosed with fire retarded partitions and equipped with a fire retarded self-closing door. The stair that leads to the basement is not enclosed in fire rated construction. Number 8, the door into the basement is not fire rated and self-closing. Number 9, the code enforcement official for the city of Schenectady was not present during the hearing, but has not objected to granting of the variance. Conclusion of law. The proposed variance will not substantially adversely affect the law's provisions for health, safety, and security. Strict compliance would entail practical difficulties, unnecessary hardship, or would otherwise be unwarranted because such would be unnecessary in light of alternatives which, without a loss in the level of safety, achieve the intended objective of the law. Determination. Wherefore, it is determined that the application for a variance from Chapter 61B of the Consolidated Laws of New York, Multiple Residence Law, Article 3, Sections 30 and 31, be and is hereby granted with the following conditions. Number one, that the interconnected smoke and carbon monoxide detectors be provided and located throughout the building as required by current code. Number two, that the property owner shall hire a third-party independent code-certified inspection agency to test the alarm system annually at a minimum and shall submit inspection results to the City of Schenectady Building Department. Inspection reports shall also be left on site and be readily available for inspection. Number three, that all the alarms shall be interconnected together in conformance with NFPA 72 and may be wireless or hardwired interconnected devices. Number four, that any entrance door and every door opening into any entrance hall, stair hall, or other public hall connected here within shall be self-closing. That concludes the conditions, and I will now make a motion for seeker and read a motion for the negative declaration for short EAF for the Board of Review. Number one, that the Board of Review find and determine that the issuance of a variance in petition 2024-0192 will not have a significant environmental impact and will not have a significant adverse effect on any significant fish or wildlife habitat, scenic resource of significance, of statewide significance, important agricultural land, or area included in an approved local waterfront revitalization program. And number two, that the Department of State be authorized to sign and deliver on behalf of the Board of Review and the Department of State, A, the State Environmental Quality Review Act short environmental assessment form indicating that, quote, no or small impact may occur, unquote, in response to each question in part 2 of the form and determining in part 3 of the form that the proposed action will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, this is Dan Farley. For the conditions, did the board want to add, did I hear that you guys wanted to add that the door leading into the basement would be fire rated and self-closing as condition number 5?
Yes, I think that should be added. This is Craig.
Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
Okay, I would like to now have a motion to approve.
John Limbeck, I'll make the motion.
Craig
Andy
Jensen.
Ellis, I'll second.
Thank you. I'd like to now poll the board. Rick Pappage, acting chair, aye.
John Limbeck, aye.
Craig Jensen, aye.
Mark Kavanaugh, aye.
Andy Ellis, aye.
Let the record show 5 ayes and 0 nays. And this decision is limited to the specific building and application before it and as contained within the application and should not be interpreted to give implied approval of any general plans or specifications presented in support of this application. I now consider this matter closed.
Yes, we're off the record.
For the final petition,
Okay, give me one moment, Mr. Chairman, 1 second so I can set up the next one. And who will be presenting for the next case?
Dan Morelli again.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm ready. Thank you.
okay, in the matter of petition number 2024-0203, upon the application of Moisha Selka, and upon taking testimony and hearing argument thereon at a duly noticed hearing before the Rochester Regional Board of Review. This hearing was held in person and via teleconference call, WebEx, at the following location at the Greece Town Hall, Community Rooms A and B, 1 Vince Toffany Boulevard, Rochester, New York, on May 8th, 2024. And upon all other papers in this matter, the board makes the following determination. The petition pertains to an existing building containing an R2 occupancy, 3 stories in height, of type 5B wood frame unprotected construction, located at 623 Bluff Avenue, City of Schenectady, County of Schenectady, State of New York. Relief is requested from Chapter 61B of the Consolidated Laws of New York, Multiple Residence Law, Article 3, Section 30, cellar ceilings, which states that in every such dwelling, 3 stories or more in height, the ceiling of the cellar or of the lowest story, if there is no cellar, shall be fire retarded or be equipped with a sprinkler system unless such ceiling has already been plastered to the satisfaction of the department. The petitioner is seeking relief from this requirement that a fire retarded ceiling or sprinkler system be provided in the cellar of the dwelling. Also, Chapter 61B of the Consolidated Laws of New York, Multiple Residence Law, Article 3, Section 31, inside cellar stairs, which states that every stair leading from the cellar to the floor above in all old multiple dwellings shall be enclosed with fire retarded partitions and shall be equipped with a fire retarded self-closing door located as the department may approve. The petitioner requests relief to provide a fire-rated partition in the cellar stairs. We will now hear from the petitioner.
Okay, again, for the record, my name is Dan Morelli of Morelli Design and Construction, with an office located at 143 J Street in Schenectady, New York, 12305. I am representing Mr. Moshe Selka and his request for relief from both MRL Section 30 and MRL Section 31. This particular property is unique and it hasn't been officially violated by the city of Schenectady, but it has been recently looked at unofficially and pretty much follows the same protocol as the previous project that we just spoke about. But I will read in the facts as we go along. Just note that there is no official violation notice issued on the property, although inspections are coming due and there will most likely be violations issued on the property. The code enforcement officer on this particular project, his name is Corey, C-O-R-E-Y, Bond, B-O-N-D. So Mr. Selka owns a multifamily residence located at 623 Bluff Avenue in the city of Schenectady, County of Schenectady, State of New York, which is a 3-story structure with a full basement. Currently has 3 residential dwelling units, 1 per floor. They're about 810 square feet apiece. and was constructed circa 1900. The structure is classified as an R2 occupancy with a 5B construction type, with a total gross floor area, including basement, of about 3,240 square feet. Each individual dwelling unit, there's 6 total units, 6 total bedrooms, 2 bedrooms per unit. Each individual dwelling unit is finished with a plaster or drywall ceiling, and currently had, at time of my initial inspection, existing single station hardwired smoke and carbon monoxide detectors at designated locations throughout the building, as well as code compliant means of egress as defined by the MRL law. The homeowner proposes and has agreed to remove and replace all single station devices with UL approved interconnected hardwire devices, including combination carbon smoke detectors at each floor level, common areas on each floor, and in each unit as required per code, as well as UL approved interconnected hardwired smoke detectors within 12 inches of each entry inside each bedroom. All the devices throughout the premises will be interconnected and hardwired. The homeowner has also agreed to provide self-closing devices on all entrance doors to the units and to the basement as required per code. The full basement is unfinished and has no sprinkler system, and currently has existing single station hardwired smoke and carbon monoxide detectors at designated locations and code compliant means of egress as defined by the MRL law. The homeowner also proposes and has agreed to remove and replace all single station devices with UL approved interconnected hardwire devices, including installing 3 new interconnected hardwire devices throughout the basement level. All new devices shall be interconnected throughout the premises from basement through upper level. The homeowner has also agreed to provide fire-rated doors leading to the basement with self-closing devices. I had already mentioned that it's not officially violated yet, but we'd like to be a little proactive on this one. So the findings of fact are, number 1, the structure has been inspected yearly in recent years for compliance with the 2020 New York State Building Code by the City of Schenectady Code Enforcement Office for issue of rental certificates, and the proposal to replace non-compliant devices with new UL-rated interconnected hardwired code-compliant devices throughout each floor of the building, including the basement, as well as installing the self-closing devices on all entrance doors and all fire-rated doors leading to the basement, all are the alternative solutions without a loss in level of safety to achieve the intended objective to the code. Number 2, installing a fire retardant ceiling in the unfinished common areas of the pre-existing basement or installing a sprinkler system would create an excessive and unreasonable economic burden on the property owner and their tenants, simply due to the high cost of performing these tasks, as well as MEP obstructions currently present in the exposed basement ceiling. You may have noticed in some of the photos, there's certain sections that have sheetrock applied to the ceiling and other sections that do not. The bulk of the ceiling is not covered with sheetrock, probably less than 25%. It's not taped, it's not sealed. The alternate measure to achieve the intended objective is the presence of UL-rated, interconnected, hardwired, code-compliant smoke and carbon monoxide detectors at designated locations as proposed, as well as installing self-closing devices on all entrance doors and fire-rated doors leading to the basement. So based on the information provided in this testimony, the homeowner respectfully requests relief from Section 30 and Section 31 of the MRL law. Are there any questions for me?
I guess I'll start, Mark Kavanaugh. Again, the question I have here is on your doors to the basement that you're proposing to be fire rated doors.
Yes, correct.
Right. Is that on the first floor or at the basement level?
So the way this particular building works is you enter the basement through the rear of the building, and as soon as you open the door, which leads to the exterior, the basements go direct, the stairs go directly down into the basement. They're wide open. So it would be at the entry point at grade level.
Exterior?
It's an exterior door, but it's on a porch.
Okay. We don't have any photos of that, so I can, so what's
I
down
do
at the bottom of the stairs, the foot of the stairs?
At the foot of the stairs, it's wide open. When you get to the bottom of the stairs, it's just an open basement.
So, to help me understand, is that when I come in from the exterior into that stairwell, it goes directly down to the basement, but does
Correct.
it also go up to the first or second floor?
There's no access to the upper level from that area.
Okay, so I'm going exterior to basement only.
Correct.
Okay. And then if we put a door on the exterior, what are we accomplishing there?
Just simply fire rating the opening.
Yeah, but I think it would serve a better purpose if we could put the door at the basement level. I think I see a door that says keep out or something.
Yeah, that's an interior door.
Correct. Is that to the one in the basement?
That's just a door to a room in the basement.
A room in the basement. But when you get down to the basement level to that stair, what kind of wall are we looking at that point? Is that drywall or is that stone?
There's both drywall and stone. It's a framed wall with one section is a framed wall with a drywall on it, and the other two sections, the side and the front of it or end of it, would be stone.
Can we get a door at that?
We could actually. We certainly could. Yes, we could.
Okay. I think that meets the intent of the code of trying to separate the hazard from the basement to getting into that stairwell. So
Understood.
okay. That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions from the board? And any other questions from anyone out there? No. Okay, then we'll go into deliberation, and we're off the record.
Okay.
All right, in the matter of petition number 2024-0203, this petition pertains to an existing building containing R2 occupancy, 3 stories in height, type 5B wood frame unprotected construction, located at 623 Bluff Avenue, City of Schenectady, County of Schenectady, State of New York. Relief is requested from Chapter 61-B of the Consolidated Laws of New York, Multiple Residence Law, Article 3, Section 30, cellar ceilings, which states that in every such dwelling 3 stories or more in height, the ceiling of the cellar or the lowest story, if there is no cellar, shall be fire retarded or be equipped with a sprinkler system, unless the ceiling has already been plastered to the satisfaction of the department. The petitioner requests relief from the requirement that the fire-rated ceiling or sprinkler system be provided in the cellar of the dwelling. And Chapter 61B of the Consolidated Laws of New York Multiple Residence Law, Article 3, Section 31, inside cellar stairs, which states that every stair leading from the cellar to the floor above in all old multiple dwellings shall be enclosed with a fire-retarded partition and shall be equipped with a fire-retarded self-closing door located at as the department may approve. The petitioner requests relief to not provide a fire-rated partition in the cellar stairs. Findings of fact. Number 1, the building that is the subject of this petition is properly classified under Chapter 61B of the Consolidated Laws of New York, Multiple Residence Law, Article 1, Section 4-33, as a multiple dwelling. Number 2, the subject building is approximately 3,240 square feet in gross area, contains 3 dwelling units, and was originally constructed in 1900. Number 3, the subject building is required to conform with the provisions of Article 3 of the Multiple Residence Law as provided in Section 25, in that it existed on July 1st, 1952, or was converted to a multiple dwelling after July 1st, 1952, and is not a hotel or a similar dwelling subject to Article 4 of the Multiple Residence Law. Number 4, Article 3, Section 30 of the Multiple Residence Law requires in every such dwelling 3 stories or more in height that the ceiling of the cellar or the lowest story, if there is no cellar, shall be fire retarded or be equipped with a sprinkler system, unless such ceiling has already been plastered to the satisfaction of the department. Number 5, the lowest story cellar ceiling of this multiple family dwelling is not enclosed with fire retardant material and does not contain a sprinkler system. A fire in the cellar could easily spread throughout the building before it is noticed. There is mechanical system piping and electrical wiring along the ceiling of this unoccupied cellar, which would make installing a fire retardant ceiling very difficult. Number 6, as an alternative to compliance with Article 3, Section 30 of the Multiple Residence Law, the applicant has indicated they will install a hardwired interconnected smoke and carbon monoxide detection alarm system interconnected from the basement to each unit individually and would provide early warning in the event of a fire-related emergency. Number 7, Multiple Residence Law, Article 3, Section 31 requires that stairs leading from a cellar to the floor above be enclosed with a fire retarded partitions and equipped with a fire retarded self-closing door. The stairwell that leads to the basement is not enclosed in fire rated construction. Number 8, the door into the basement from the exterior is fire rated but is not self-closing. It was noted there was no door at the bottom of the stairs at the basement level. Number 9, the code enforcement official for the city of Schenectady was not present during the hearing, but is in support of this variance. Conclusions of law. The proposed variance will not substantially adversely affect the law's provisions for health, safety, and security. Strict compliance would entail practical difficulties, unnecessary hardship, or would otherwise be unwarranted because such would be unnecessary in light of alternatives which, without a loss in the level of safety, achieve the intended objective of the law. Determination. Wherefore, it is determined that the application for a variance from Chapter 61B of the Consolidated Laws of New York Multiple Residence Law, Article 3, Sections 30 and 31, be and is hereby granted with the following conditions. 1, that the interconnected smoke and carbon monoxide detectors are provided and located throughout the building as required by current code. Number 2, that the property owner shall hire a third-party independent code-certified inspection agency to test the alarm system annually at a minimum and shall submit inspection results to the City of Schenectady Building Department. Inspections reports shall also be left on site and be readily available for inspection. Number 3, that all the alarms shall be interconnected together in conformance with NFPA 72 and may be wireless or wired interconnected devices. Number 4, that any entrance door and every door opening into an entrance hall, stair hall, or other public hall connected there within shall be self-closing. Number 5, that the exterior door to the basement shall be self-closing. Number 6, that a new fire-rated self-closing door shall be installed at the bottom of the stairs in the basement. This concludes the conditions, and I will now make a motion regarding seeker. This is a motion for negative declaration for short EAF for the Board of Review. Number one, that the Board of Review find and determine that the issuance of a variance in petition 2024-0203 will not have a significant environmental impact and will not have a significant adverse effect on any significant fish or wildlife habitat, scenic resource of statewide significance, important agricultural land, or area included in an improved local waterfront revitalization program. And number two, that the Department of State be authorized to sign and deliver on behalf of the Board of Review and the Department of State, A, the State Environmental Quality Review Act short environmental assessment form indicating that, quote, no or small impact may occur, unquote, in response to each question in part 2 of the form and determining in part 3 of the form that the proposed action will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts. Okay, I will now look for a motion to approve this petition.
This is Craig Jensen. I'll make a motion to approve the petition.
John Limbeck, I'll second.
Okay, and I'd now like to poll the board. Rick Pappage, aye.
John Limbeck, aye.
Craig Jensen, aye.
Mark Kavanaugh, aye.
Andy Ellis, aye.
Let the record show the petition was passed with 5 ayes and 0 nays. This decision is limited to the specific building and application before it as contained within the petition and should not be interpreted to give implied approval of any general plans or specifications presented in support of this application. That now concludes this petition. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. Have a great day.
Okay, we're off
Thank
the
you.
record.